Hello and welcome everybody to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. And today we're talking about why choose positivity. Super excited for this show. And welcome to Charity. Great to see you here. And here we have Eloise, and let's get our co-host situated here. Ron, welcome.
Hello, Indra.
Hello, Ron. How are you today?
I am fantastic. And yourself?
Truly blessed. It is a beautiful day. Absolutely.
Excellent.
So I'm super excited about this topic of why choose positivity. Yeah, it's also the show that we released early this week, yesterday. Why choose positivity? So another good reason to talk about one of our latest shows. Welcome, Jami, the real AEQ, to the space. Welcome to you guys, and of course, mental health. Welcome to the space. Well, okay. Mental health SA. Excuse me for that. Okay, awesome to see you all, and wow, we are getting loaded up in the nest. Look at that. Yes.
I think I was muted, Indra. You said something about why choose positivity, and I said, "Did you hear me?" I don't think you heard me,
No.
but my short answer is it beats the alternative.
Yes,
Yeah.
love it. Absolutely love it. Is there one more to post there, which is our partners post to put up there? I don't see that. It's also in the thread. Just take a yeah, and then I think we're going to be close.
Yes, I see it.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, so let me just also post in the chat, and let's hope that we have our chat available today, because I know a lot of people.
We do.
Oh, good. Yay. Because remember, it was Monday. We did not have the chat available.
And it was strange. I've never seen that happen.
I know.
Before.
So this is it was weird. Hey, Lance and Karen have arrived. Welcome. And we are just getting set up, everybody. Let's see. Yes, the chat is there. I love this. Okay. So everybody can hop into the chat, say hi. We have our other co-host. I know he's got a little bit of still a throat issue, but thank you so much for Rev for coming and supporting the Positivity Vibe Tribe. We really love and appreciate you for just being here, even though, you're not feeling the best. And our other member, Stephen, is still wrestling with his throat. What is it with the Positivity Vibe Tribe team? We are not at 100%.
I've been spared. The voice problems, but fingers crossed.
I know. Thank goodness, because the whole team can't go down all at once, right?
Right. Be a silent space.
I know. Yeah, that would actually be the theme of the space. We're having a silent space today, everybody. So jump in.
A silent space.
I don't know how that's going to go. Hey, we have, speaking of our other team member, here he is, Stephen. Yay, welcome. Wonderful to see you here. Oh, hey. And how's the voice, Stephen?
I don't know. I guess you're hearing it as soon as I am.
Oh, okay. It seems a little bit better than it has been before.
Yeah, still a little sore, but probably coming back.
Yay, that's amazing. Okay, so hey, Kiki is here, Darius is here, Lance and Karen are here. Oh my gosh, Alexi is here, and I see everybody is already lighting up the chat, and I love that so much. You guys are in the chat, and that makes me happy that I can have a look at everything that's going on. Yeah, it's actually a bit of a party in the chat at the moment. Love it so much. Hello to everybody who's in the chat. Mental Health Essay, hello, hello. Of course, Ron's all over the chat. Jamie is in the chat. Thank you so much. And of course, Lance and Karen are lighting up the chat. So love it. Absolutely. And this would be a wonderful time for everybody to tweet out the space. And the easiest way to tweet out the space is to actually go to the little bubble, the chat, and hit the bubble and then do a retweet on the space. And the space card will just be sent out automatically. And that's the easiest way to do it. If you want to write something, great. And if not, just tweet out the space. What we are doing is we're going to highlight someone who, and actually Ron usually chooses somebody who has highlighted the space and tweeted it out, and then we're going to read your profile to highlight you in the space and with among our community. So that's just a little thank you that we do. So wonderful to see everybody here. Hey, good to see Chris, as always. Kay and Giriesha. Oh gosh, my apologies. Ron, I know you're already giggling at this. I just totally
Only in my
I
head.
just totally butchered somebody's name. But we're so happy to see you guys.
Cool.
Jokamu is here. And then, hey, Nick is here too. Amazing to see all you guys. Talarium is here. So amazing. And what a wonderful topic. So, yeah, everybody, please tweet out the space because we never know who will benefit from being in this space and sharing it out and who might actually need to hear some of the things that we're going to discuss in this space. Hey, Francisco, see you there. Welcome. Being in Love, welcome. That's a great name. Aliu, welcome to the space. And we're just asking everybody to please tweet out the space. And we are going to choose somebody to highlight you and read your profile a little bit later in the space. Okay, so let's head up to the nest as Ron has loaded up the nest and it is fully loaded, let me tell you. Okay, and when I talk about the nest, I'm talking about the dots above Rev and Ron's heads in the space. If you click on those dots, you can scroll across and check out all the posts that we have up in the space. So, first of all, the far right is the actual show that was released yesterday, Why Choose Positivity, on my YouTube channel. So that is, an under 10-minute take on this whole positivity realm. And if you're interested, please check that out. And also love your subscribe as I'm still growing my channel. So really appreciate all your support here. And then the next thing that's up there is, of course, something very new to us is the release of the Positivity Vibe Tribe NFTs. And our very own team member, Stephen J. Casciani, I'm so proud to announce that he is the designer of those NFTs up there. So, Stephen, take it away as best you can.
Yeah, so we're actually minting on more than one platform and doing them as collectibles, and hopefully, as collectors in the space, the Positivity Vibe Tribe will not only hold on to some valuable keepsakes, but if you're savvy at this, you could make a little money utilizing Indra's image. So, high five.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, our first mint has been on the Galaxy platform, and that's super exciting. So, yeah, check those out. the visuals are up in the nest at the moment, and there's also a link if you want to look a little bit further into that. Okay, and then up in the nest also, thank you to our sponsors, Wordsmith Pakistan, for all that you do in your visual creation and support. The thumbnail design that is on our YouTube channel is thank you to them. And if you need any help and support with visual creation for any of your content, their contact info is up there. Also up in the nest is the link to join the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. And it is such a beautiful community. I was just scrolling through, looking at all the positive, amazing, uplifting quotes, the posts. It is just a beautiful place to be. So thank you to the community members for making it so incredible. And then also up in the nest is our partners space at Bunsen and Beaker, the account. On Saturday, they have a fun pet chat at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the link for that space is up in the nest. All right. So what do you think, Ron? I think we are ready to make an official start, and then we will be inviting people up to join us soon.
Absolutely. Ready to go.
All right. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Okay. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. I'm Indra Bartona, a producer in the film and television industry and TV host, plus the founder of the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Originally from the Gold Coast, Australia, lived in London for several years, and now based in Los Angeles. A little bit of background on the Positivity Vibe Tribe. I started my YouTube channel in June last year with a positive vibe lifestyle theme. And Positivity Vibe Tribe became my personal brand that supported the theme of the show. So Positivity Vibe Tribe Twitter Spaces is a natural evolution to bridge the gap between all social media platforms and bring them to life with conversations about living a positive life with the bonus of full engagement from all of you. So today I am joined by my co-host, social audio guru, Rev McLive, and also Ron Perry, who is a talented musician and podcaster. Plus, he is the head honcho community moderator, team manager, who kind of wrangles everybody, the rest of the team moderators in the community. So thank you guys for your valuable contributions. And also I'm joined by, of course, Stephen J. Casciani, and his amazing role is as the designer of the Positivity Vibe Tribe NFT collections that are out and released and up in the nest. So thank you so much to this amazing team. We truly are blessed. So today we are welcoming up people to speak early in the piece. This is a community space, so you guys are so welcome to come on up. The topic of why choose positivity. Well, as I mentioned, it's our latest release of our YouTube show, Why Choose Positivity, the long-awaited show on why to choose positivity. Well, just a little bit about the perspective on positivity. It's really about being optimistic in the way that we think and in general our attitude and the value that positivity can bring to our life. Living a life that's based on positivity has so many benefits. And I really feel like positivity is the gateway to happiness. And that's really what we're pursuing in our life as humans. We want positivity. We want a happy life. And a lot of us are not exactly wired for positivity. So that's why there's this reset, this conscious action that we have to take on a daily basis, because a lot of our thoughts hover around this fight or flight principle of protecting ourselves. So over time, we can develop the positivity approach or slash an optimism about life and about everything, and looking for a silver lining even when life doesn't serve ourselves up exactly what we want, which is going to happen, right? Because we are all on this journey. But from the age of 12, something quite profound happened to me. I started reading a lot of self growth and self development books. And the very first book that I read was The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. And I mean, since that first read, I have read it many, many times because it's not something that I feel like when I read books that I've just, I've got it now. I need to go back and refresh myself. And I need to always kind of top myself up, so to speak. So that's why it truly, I would say, set the tone for me moving forward in my life. How something resonated with me, even though at that age, there were a lot of areas that I had to explore further, in my teens and in my 20s, because not everything was clear to me at that time, as far as the full definition of living a positive life. So it has been an adventure. I'm still exploring, and that's what I love to share with everybody in this community is my journey. And I also love to learn from all of you as well, because you all have different perspectives on this topic. So there are so many ways that positivity can improve our lives. And I'd like to hear from you guys also how you feel that having a positive outlook, living your life with positivity, and we can't always just wake up, 100%, whoa, I am feeling just so positive every day. It is actually a practice. It is a commitment to ourselves that I feel that that's how we bring up and move forward with positivity. So let's welcome our first speaker, and I am looking forward to hearing many of you contribute in this discussion because it really is, as you know, a passion topic for me. So let's welcome Vimal, and love to hear your thoughts on why choose positivity. Are you able to hear us, Vimal? Okay, we can come back to you if you're having issues with your mic. And let's go to Hassan. Welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Love to hear your thoughts on why choose positivity. Okay, if there's some technical issues, what I'd suggest, guys, is to leave the space and then to come back if you're not able to speak. That's what I'd definitely suggest. If you leave the space and then you come back. Okay, so we have one leaving, and you'll be welcome to come back, of course. And then Hassan, if you are having the same issues, okay, he's left the speaker. Okay, so do come back and request the mic, and we'd be happy to have you up at any time. If you've got technical issues, please do come back. All right, let's welcome, hey, Lance and Karen are here in the space. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for lighting up the chat. You've really done an amazing job lighting up the chat. Also, thank you, Rev, for lighting up the chat and for posting, and everybody else in there. I'm going to definitely head back in there later and catch up with you guys. So, Lance and Karen, welcome to the space. So excited to hear your ideas on why choose positivity.
Thanks, Indra, for having us, and welcome everybody, listeners, speakers, Nola, Ron, Stephen, Rev. Hope that you're feeling much better and getting better. But on to Karen for 1 second.
Hello, Indra, my dear. Always a pleasure to be here, and very blessed to be here, actually. So thank you for your warm and loving, supportive welcome always to everybody. You're such a gem.
Thank you so much, Karen. It just lights up the room every time that you speak. So thank you so much for your beautiful words.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
So positive thinking, positive lifestyle. My lifestyle never used to be positive. I used to come from a very negative standpoint a lot in my life, and then what made me want to change it was my mom says you collect more flies with honey than you do vinegar. So, of seeing other people go into a negative lifestyle, I said to myself, I want to transform my life and change the way that I think, change my whole entire thinking for the better. So I chose the optimistic attitude and having the attitude of gratitude. And I also say, just because I may be accepting a problem that may be coming down my way doesn't always mean that I have to like it in order to accept it. But it's better when you do. I learned how to breathe, live positive. I actually have a positivity story. When all my other cooks where I used to cook in fine dining, when they would get really negative, I started turning around, and how I ended up turning around from a negative to a positive attitude was I said to everybody, I said, let's get some plastic jars and start connecting and giving compliments and appreciation to all that comes on the line to work. Not only did this change the morale around, but they ended up gifting me a name on the line. I said, no matter how stressful it got, they ended up calling me Positive Lance in the end, because they said not only did you build a team, but you brought it back to the way they used to be. And I was showing them how they were using their negative free will choices where it was destructive, but how to get it back through their own personal choice, how they can live that optimistic life that they always wanted.
That is amazing, Lance, how we often just think that introducing something small like praising others is not even, it's not going to do anything, but it really is powerful just by doing something small, and others are not even expecting it. And I'm sure that's what you noticed is the look on people's faces, just why is this even happening?
And sometimes what I would do too is when a person would be really, really negative, where they never accepted the positivity jar or even the compliments, I started to do, like you've heard me say before, they did this in the Guardians of the Galaxy, was the dance off. Yep, it's a dance off, bro.
Okay, well, dancing is a big part of stress relief and
Yes.
just being free and being able to connect to your child like self. So loving that so much, the dance off.
Mm-hmm. I've also loved listening to your video on positivity too, Indra. I've never read the book, but it sounds really, really awesome. I'm going to be getting it pretty soon to read. I like how you said in when we choose to have the positivity lifestyle, that we also, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that all good or greatness will come to me, and new opportunities will always grow and come to if we make those choices in a healthy manner.
Thanks so much for watching my video. And I really love it when you guys leave me a comment. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it on so many levels, Lance and Karen.
You're very
for
welcome.
The super duo.
Thank you, Indra. Always grateful to be here and to give great DMs to you as well.
Awesome. We'll come back to you, Lance and
All
Karen. Right. Hang around.
Will do.
Okay. So let's go to Mr. Struggler. We haven't seen you in Positivity Vibe Tribe space, so we do love to hear new voices in the Positivity Vibe Tribe. So warm welcome, and love to hear why choose positivity. Are we having issues with sound today? Okay, you're up, Mr. Struggler, or at Ranjit. Ranjit, can you hear us?
Hi Indra, how are you?
Hi, welcome.
Hi. I am every time follow your tribe, positive vibes, tribe. I'm very happy today that you listen me. Mm, Hi.
Ranjit, it's not very clear. Can you get a little bit closer to the phone?
Hi, Indra. Which country you belong?
Yes, thank you.
Which country? I am from India.
Welcome.
Hi. Which country you belong?
Did you want to share something about positivity and why choose positivity, the topic today, Ranjit?
Yes, yes, Indra. I am very big fan of your pages. I'm very happy positive vibes. Some suggest me to see that I see and make very positivity morning, make my morning positivity.
You know, Ranjit, we are having problems trying to hear you. It might just be today the space is a little bit weird. Um, do you want to type what you would say in the comments, and then we can all respond to you? I know that Ron loves to jump in there. Uh, Lance will probably jump in there and respond to you, and many other people will, so you don't feel left out because we're really having issues trying with your audio.
Okay.
Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry that we're getting a lot of feedback.
Yes, yes. I am slow in English. My language is Hindi. So small issue. Maybe.
Okay, thanks so much, Ranjit, and yeah, hop into the chat and please share there. Thanks so much. Oh, okay, and he fell off. Okay, so sorry you were having issues with audio. Okay, so let's go to our next speaker. Welcome, Pooja, and love to hear your thoughts of why choose positivity.
Hey Indira, firstly, it's always so nice to be on your space. I hope I'm audible because, seeing how.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay,
you are,
perfect.
Pooja.
Um, okay, so why choose positivity? I think because it's a brave thing to do, and I think it's very rewarding immediately as well as in the long run. It is, I feel it's also really hard to do, even though we say that be positive, be positive, and I think especially when somebody tells you to be positive, it's usually because you're not positive, and that's why they feel the need to tell you that. But when you do align with positivity or just this eternal belief that there is, the universe has better plans, and especially when things aren't looking so great, I think that has been very soothing to me. And that's why it is something that I always choose to look at from the bright side, like look at life from the bright side, like the glass is always full for me. So I choose it selfishly to help me get through anything. I'll use it just to show gratitude because that makes me feel that I'm naturally, like, there is so much to be grateful for always. So that's just how I take positivity. And that's why I think we should choose positivity, because you don't know what's going to happen anyway, right? So might as well believe the good side and align in that way so that even if it hurts, it doesn't hurt as bad. And then you get up again, and then you do it all over. If that makes sense.
Yes, very optimistic indeed. And you did mention it's not always easy to choose positivity, and that is the thing, especially when we are going through something. Something has happened in our lives, and the immediate thing is for us to naturally. What happens is we drop our energy, as an initial thing because of the impact of the issue. So when we drop our energy, that's that part where we're processing everything, and it's not a bad thing to happen, or it's not negative, or we don't have to beat ourselves up, because that's part of, okay, well, we're working through what do we do in that moment. And sometimes the thing that we do is just to acknowledge our emotions and then to move forward from there, because we kind of just need to take a time out. Okay, this happened, and things are going to happen in life. But having that underlying optimism will always help, because, okay, there must be a silver lining. There's a way I can move forward with, even though this has happened. And I mean, for me, a lot of the time, I have reflected further down the line and then noticed that, okay, well, this happened, but I found all the things that I learned from going through whatever it was. And that's the positive way to look at it, because I thought, wow, I've learned all these things. I've realized how strong I am. And I think that goes for a lot of us, that we are very strong, that we can move forward, even though, as even Pooja said at the time, sometimes, things are going to happen and we just kind of move forward. So I think it's that process of allowing ourselves to have emotions and then to move to a point where we can resolve and move forward and connect back to our happy selves to move forward. I see that there's a new speaker here requesting to speak, Raul. And also, okay, well, we have mental health essay. Welcome, welcome. Did you want to chime in on anything that the previous speakers have said, or do you have your own thoughts about why choose positivity in your life? Mental health essay, are you able to be audible? Can you hear us?
Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah, I've been listening to what you guys have been saying, and I really relate to a lot of what you guys have been saying. And for me personally, it's like you are like, it's almost like there's a certain type of negativity, but you just have to believe in the positivity, because you'd rather have a positive outcome than a negative outcome. But sometimes you feel like you are stuck, and then you back into the loop again. So it's really just like ultimately believing that something great or something good is going to happen ultimately, somewhere, somehow. So that's, yeah.
So you mentioned that sometimes, when you get into, you feel like you get stuck. So how has positivity helped you to shift back and move to, being back in touch with yourself, back in the loop, as you mentioned?
Well, positivity helps me to get back into the loop, in the sense that it helps me generate positive thoughts. I don't always have the capacity to believe those positive thoughts, or the positivity vibe, rather, but I do, somewhere, somehow, somewhere deep sometimes, where I feel like, okay, no, you got this. Everything's gonna be alright. Better days ahead. You are going to make it. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Hey, Ron, did you want to chime in on? So far, we've had a few guests, and I know you've got thoughts on this topic.
Sure. Excuse me. When you think of positive, it's good. Negative, bad. Who wants to be in a negative frame of mind? And positivity seems to lead to better outcomes in everything, and it allows you to feel better. But once again, I always say this, that sometimes negativity actually can feel good, or it feels good if that's what you've been taught to expect, or you've grown up in a family where negativity was the baseline emotion. it's very easy to get into that frame of mind and just stay in there. But positivity always leads to something better. And negativity, of course, is associated with lower vibrations, and we want to ascend. We want to reach a higher plateau, and that's what we do with positivity.
And that's so true, Ron. Like, I personally, sorry, Indra. I personally feel like in families, or yeah, like in general, in families in general, there's certain types of behaviors or certain types of, like, beliefs that is actually seen as something positive, where it feels kind of like negativish. So it's absolutely true that negativity sometimes so normalized that you think it's positive, or you think this is the way it's supposed to be, and that's not always the case.
Very true. Both are amazing contributions and ideas that sometimes we grow up in certain environments. So we have to pretty much retrain ourselves if we haven't had the best environment and examples of positivity. And for those of us that have had that example, well, I certainly have no excuse at all. I have zero excuse at all because, I grew up in that environment and at the same time was allowed to go through, as I mentioned, to go through and acknowledge our emotions at the time, and but then make choices to move towards a positive. And I think that's where, this, instead of staying in one particular mode at the time, we have the choice at any time to shift our mood, our mindset. Um, I think some of the main things with positivity is that we can really, it all starts with the focus towards ourselves and being self-orientated in positivity. So we build that foundation for ourselves. Our self-belief concept is the magnet that attracts good towards us in our lives. And it sort of stems to that, well, thoughts become things, right? So when we make the choice to view the world and experience everything in a positive way, then more good things will come our way. Now, I'm not talking about sometimes things happen because there's lessons for us to learn and other things, but we are going to see that if we believe in good things, they will come into our life. And it is a self-fulfilling prophecy on so many different levels. So I always think that's exciting, that this concept that we can create our world. And a lot of it is by our perception on what we're focusing on and our outlook, and then how we respond. Are we going to respond in a positive way or are we not? See, these choices, because how we respond also determines how things are going to move forward and what is going to be presented in front of us in each moment. So that's why it's always great to just take a moment sometimes and not necessarily respond. You don't have to respond, particularly if you're not feeling at your best at that moment. Take the time and be patient with yourself and then figure out a way to respond. So I'd like to welcome our next speaker, Aliu. Welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. And what are your thoughts on why choosing positivity?
Hi everyone, it's Aliu here. I've been listening to all what you have been saying about positivity. To me, I always choose to go for positivity because we all know that in life no one is perfect, is 100% perfect. And I know I have imperfections. So whenever I'm facing a challenge or problem in doing something, so I always look at the positive side of the problem or the challenge, because that will make me to reduce the stress or the pressure I am feeling. Because I know if I look at the negative side of the challenge or the problem, that will make me to lose control of my mind, and that will not allow me to think of what will be the solution to the problem, and what can be the solution challenge I am facing. So I always prefer to look at the positive side. Look for to choose positivity. Look the positive side of anything, because positive side is something that will have impact on my mind. I believe it will have an impact, and I know that the negative side
Excuse
will
me, Aliu.
have.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I'm going to butt in because your audio has been getting more and more. It's been getting more and more difficult to understand you. There's a lot of sound um, and distortion. So I'm so sorry. I think I captured some of what you said. I quoted, I
yes.
tweeted it out. So my apologies, but if you could also post in the chat down the bottom on the right, because it's really difficult to hear, and there's a lot of distortion in your audio. But thank you so much for sharing. Really appreciate you coming to the space, and also, like I said, I started a little bit of sharing, and I hope that I did capture what you had. But please do go into the chat and share the rest of what I missed, because I know it's all very valuable. So thank you so much. Okay, let's go to our next speaker, Success Minded. Welcome, welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Always a pleasure to have you here, and love to hear some of your thoughts about why choose positivity.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right, great. It's been a long time coming. I wanted to speak here a few times earlier, but my schedule didn't allow it. Mostly I'm preparing dinner at this time, and today, luckily, I got a break. We're eating leftovers from lunch, so I thought, why not join in, right? So, what I wanted to add here was. Uh, The topic for this space is why choose positivity. I say, why wouldn't you choose positivity? Like, who, who in their right mind wouldn't choose positivity? I mean, it has so many benefits. Firstly, like, and I figured this out, researching for a blog post a few weeks ago, and I didn't know so many benefits existed to positivity. Like I knew it was healthy, but I didn't know how healthy it was until I read this blog post. It was on a scientific website. I can't remember the name now, but you know, it's it's like it's so good. It's positivity. So many benefits. Firstly, I'll try to remember as much as I can. Firstly, like it keeps you sane, right? It keeps your it keeps your brain healthy. It keeps your mental health stable, right? When you're positive, like when you're not thinking any negative emotions, your brain works like it's supposed to work. The hormones that are supposed to be released, they're released. The electrons that are supposed to be working, they work, and your brain function as it's supposed to. Meditation helps. Like meditation aids in that, you know, uh, keeping you sane, keeping your brain healthy. But the main thing is positivity. You can meditate all you want, but if you're still thinking negative thoughts, meditation will only amplify those negative thoughts. It meditation is a amplifier of sorts. It empties your brain. It brings it to a neutral state. But what you do with it, after the meditation, that's what matters. And choosing positivity, it keeps your brain working in the way it's supposed to. Secondly, it boosts your physical health. Like, most people don't know about it, and most people would just shoo it away like it's a fluff. But I read it, and the thing is, when your brain is your brain is working like it's supposed to, like all the hormones that are supposed to be released are released, and all the chemicals that are supposed to go into your body, not artificial ones like the ones that are produced in your body, like the ones the things that are supposed to be happening happen. That's when your body is healthy. That's why you see people who are chronically stressed after a few years. You see they're all like you can see just on their face, like they're not physically healthy. It also shows up in their body, and like they could be exercising all day long, like they could be eating right, they could be eating healthy, but even on bodybuilders, like people who are like the epitome of health, when you see a bodybuilder that's not been not being positive, that's been under a lot of stress recently, you can see on their body it could be all swelled up with muscle, but still it like you can see, like I've seen people in nearby who are working jobs and they're not happy and they go to the gym, they eat right, they exercise, their muscles are all swole, but you can tell by his face, by his body, like he's not physically healthy. Positivity helps you keep that glow on your body, that whole glow on your face, on your body. That somebody looks at you and you know you're happy, like you're healthy, and not just on the outside, but even
Um,
on the inside.
Success minded, I'm just going to jump in there because you have been raising so many valuable points. And what you just said then, I think is a really great practical example for everybody. The fact that you can eat right, healthy, you can do all these things, you can sleep, you can, you know, be working out, all these things. But if you haven't got the right mindset and if you're not focusing on the positive, then all of that doesn't even matter, basically. That's what you just said. And I think that is really powerful. Um, Wonderful
Yeah,
examples. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. That's the point I was trying to raise. Like it boosts your mental health, it boosts your physical health, but most importantly, it also boosts your societal health. Like, what do I mean by that? People around you, when you're happy, when you're glowing, people around you feel encouraged, they feel motivated. Like when was the last time someone full of energy come to you, and just by interacting with them, just by feeling their presence around you, you feel positive, you feel motivated to do something, you feel happy, just them being around you, you feel happy. If that hasn't happened to you in a long time, maybe you need to change the circle you're around. But person who is positive, who is full of energy, when he comes to you, he spreads his positivity to you, and that is very important. When you're positive, you spread your positivity to people around you, and it keeps the people around you happy. It keeps your society happy. When you make your surroundings happy, they make their surroundings happy. Ultimately, you're living in a like neighborhood of positive, happy people. And those are basically the points I wanted to add. I don't have a conclusion for it because I didn't prepare for it much. Those are my points. Thank you, Indra.
I love that. Hang around, Success Minded, and please chime in soon. Again, with more points, because that was really valuable and wonderful to hear you speak. Okay, let's go to Prashant. Prashant, thank you for joining us in the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Love to hear your thoughts on why choose positivity. Prashant, are you able to speak?
Yeah. Uh, Thank you very much. Appreciate to being invited for the speaker. Bonjour, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great, having a good time. All right. So topic is why choose positivity. So I have few points. Like I usually have come to listen here, but yeah, just a few points, and I will be keeping out. Okay. So first thing I what I feel about positivity is like it's all about mindset. So what the mindset you are having, the approach you are having towards your life. So what what makes you happy, what makes you uh, uh, you giggle about the things which you like to do, right? So somebody likes it's a individual perspective on that part. But what I want to stretch on is like positivity and negativity, right? So this both things are temporary. Like we have characterized them as a positive and negative emotions as a temporary basis, isn't it? Like if you see, right, any of the person in entire ecosystem not even like to be in a negative zone. They wants to be on positive side, they wants to be optimistic, they wants to go good in their life, they want to be successful, and blah blah, there are a lot of other things. So how can you do with the best in your life? So the only thing which I have learned is like you can tie up things to the goals. So that is point number one which I want to stretch. Like I heard that sometimes you get blocked and you don't know where is the direction, correct direction, and which direction you have to lead your life is, right? You are the captain of your own life. So so in that phase, how you cope up, right? So in that phase, what I have learned is like you can tie the things to the goals. Obviously it's not going to be happening in a one day or two, but eventually, right, if you try to achieve your goals, maybe you will fail first time, something you will get improved on the second time, third time, and slowly it will get improved. So that's how I think we can get unblock the adversities and the challenges and the difficulties, anything we are suffering or facing basically. And yeah, so negativity, right? So you cannot stop negativity. You have to be optimistic towards the things. But yeah, so negativity will always be there. But uh, your mindsets, your in which direction you are willing to go. So that's really matter. So that's all. In the Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prashant. And yes, there is positivity and negativity always present. It's like the yin and the yang. Our lives have, they all swing, back and forth, and however you want to look at it, like scales, or there's this balance thing. And it's always like this choice, the light or the darkness, let's not get into the Star Wars movies or anything, but but just, that is what our lives are all about, these choices that we have. So uh, there's so many reasons to choose positivity, and we can go into those benefits a little bit later, because I also have some more. But let's welcome Charity to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. And Charity, love to hear why you choose positivity.
Hello, everyone. I'm a little nervous. I'm not a really good public speaker, so I apologize ahead of time. I choose positivity because living in my negativity was going to kill me. Um, I come from a lot of trauma and grew up in a household with a lot of negativity when I was a child. So when I became an adult, I allowed that stuff that happened to me as a child, kind of like festered. So there was a lot of negativity in my early 20s. Um, and it continued throughout the years, leading to a lot of depression, a lot of dysfunction, and it just was like just a cycle that was never ending. And I never took responsibility was really what the issue was. Yes, those things happened to me as a child, but I allowed it to like continue in my adult life, and so one day I kind of like woken up and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of living like this. There has to be a better life for me. I have to learn how to love myself again. So I started taking small steps. I started taking responsibility for my life, my actions, and I started volunteering at the Humane Society, and it gave me a lot of like different perspective on like life, and what it did was open doors to a lot of resources and connections that I've never had before. So then like all this positivity started like surrounding me, and then I had a lot of people like mentoring me like to journal, started listening to positive affirmations, and then started my negative friends started like kind of like falling off, and I started like getting more positive friends. And then financially I started doing better, and it just kind of like was like a triple, it was an effect because I started like practicing positive things. Yeah, personally, what helped me change my life was volunteering, giving back to the community. I really think that we don't have enough people giving. We need more people that to give, to the mental health. We need a lot of people who have lived, in a lot of trauma, to be to lead by an example. And I don't think we have enough of that. And one day I would like to own or run a nonprofit organization for human trafficking survivors when I have my own healing, so I can mentor young girls that it's that there's a better life out there for them.
Charity, that was really powerful what you just shared about uh, how you were volunteering, and that really changed your life. And everybody here, we're also proud of you for turning everything around for yourself and choosing positivity and being accountable, because that's not always easy to do. We're not, we're going through a lot of experiences. So, so much love and light to you for taking responsibility and for doing that. That is incredible. And what you just touched on then was really incredible, because you basically pointed out that when we move to a place of gratitude, that's when we can really realize what we already have. And often by doing charity work, that is a great way to do that. My parents were a great example of doing that, and that's how I got involved in it, from a very young age, of all the charity work that they would do. And it's so true. By giving to others, you then, once you go home and you realize all the things that you already have, all the goodness in your life, all the positive things that you can focus on as a choice and to be accountable for. So that was a very, very positive and great share for all of us as an example. And thank you so much for also being vulnerable and sharing that in the space as the very first time. And we hope to hear you back in the space and have you back in the space more often. Okay, Ron, you have your hand up, so let's go to you first, and then we'll circle around.
I just wanted to say, you said you were nervous, Charity, but you sounded great. I'm glad you shared that. And it's just a great testimony to when, even though you've been raised in an environment that is negative, you can always, you know, move forward into something positive. And I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, Ron. Okay, so we're going to go to Success Minded, then we're going to go to Mark of the Beast. Success Minded, I wanted to continue on. You were having some great examples of benefits of choosing positivity. And some of the things that I also found, and I love your thoughts on these as well, was actually uh, greater resistance to illness, because our immune system is functioning better, because our just overall being is running in a positive, optimistic realm. So that was really interesting. So and I think that also reflects on something that you mentioned about not having lowered stress levels as well. So that kind of ties in. So I wanted to mention that. And just in general, one of my favorite things about positivity is that we have better coping skills for when things happen and when there's hardships in our life. We just have this resilience to sort of bounce back, to be stepping back into the balance realm of being in balance, of feeling like ourselves and feeling like we can make the decisions in a more grounded perspective. Success minded, jump in and add your thoughts on any of this.
So basically, what happened, I have a basically a database of quotes, internet quotes, sayings, and all that. And I was shifting through those quotes because I tweet a combination of quotes and my own thoughts. And when I was shifting to the database, I found this quote like, "Positivity changes your immune system," or rather, negativity changes your immune system in a negative way. And I was just wondering if is it true? Like, what's the science behind this? And I googled it, and although some people might say Google may not be the best source to do it, I found the answer on a scientific website, and I don't know if it's trusted or not. Like, they seem pretty scientific, so I will have to take their word for it. But according to them, positivity does, affect your hormonal status. That, ultimately affects, positively or negatively affects your immune system because your hormones regulate everything inside your body. Like, you know, you could look normal, and if your hormonal state isn't right inside you, things might not be normal. You might look normal on the outside. So positivity does play a big role in your health. And something Prashant said, and I wanted to like add a bit of clarity to that. You mentioned about having positive and negative states, and this is something I reflected on a few days ago, and I even tweeted it out. Was that positivity for me isn't about happiness. Like, in the mainstream, you hear positivity, you hear all it's all happy, fine, and dandy, like fun, like jumping around, you know, just being positive and being stupid. In the real world, that's not it. That's the movie world. Like, Andrew, you you might have done something like it. Good looks on the real, but in real life, that's not positivity. That's you cannot have happy attitude all the time. Positivity for me in real life is peace, being at peace, like finding your peace and staying there. That was the whole tweet. Like, positivity for me is in happiness, is finding your peace and staying there, finding your calm, find your calm, whatever it is. Like, whatever happens to the world, whatever negativity happens to the world, I don't care. It's not affecting me. There's a war in Ukraine. It doesn't affect me. You're in the U.S. I'm in India. It doesn't affect me. That it's a bad thing that's happening. I'm really sad for it. Like, I'm sorry for it, but it doesn't affect me. It shouldn't affect my peace. Why am I losing my mind over it? Why am I losing my hormonal status, get imbalanced because some dictator somewhere decided to launch rockets into some other country? As bad as it sounds, that shouldn't affect me. Same thing with Taiwan. People are going crazy over Taiwan. Are you Taiwanese? Is your family in Taiwan? If you are, it's legit. Okay. If it doesn't affect you, why are you worried about it? You know, why are you letting things outside of your control? Why are you letting them affect your peace? And you shouldn't do that. And positive. That's what positivity should be for you. Don't let negativity affect you. Stay in your peace, meditate, find the place of peace that is right for you and try to stay there as much as possible. There will be negative instances in your life. You cannot change that. I mean, we're human. This is real life. Things happen. But you shouldn't let it affect your peace for a long time, right? If you let me take another example of the stock market, right? If you see the S&P 500, it has been continuously rising for the past however many years you want to look at. It's not to say that there hasn't been some great depressions, some great recessions. Some of you might have lived through that. Like I haven't. Like I in 2008, India wasn't affected, so I don't know much about that. But some of you have lived through recessions, but still, the stock market, the S&P 500 graph is still rising. It should be the same thing with your peace, with your positivity. You should always strive to, stay at peace, accumulate time in your peace, get your mind healthy in that way. And even if some bad thing happens, a recession happens in your life, don't let it take over. Don't let uh, the negative forces take you over. Don't let it disturb your peace, so that your graph starts to go down in a negative direction. You always want to have peace in your life and positivity in your life. That's what I wanted to add. Thank you.
I think that's a wonderful share. And well, I sort of think happiness and peace is almost the same thing for me. Because if I have peace, I feel peace in my heart. So I did like it how you broke it down, though. And what was really important is the example of we should not be affected by external environment. So if we are investing in ourselves and if we are doing the work that we need, and whatever that is for you, for Success Minded, myself, I know for Ron, for many of us in this space, Lance, I could probably go down the list. It is meditation. For many of us also it is journaling, solitude. It is moving our bodies daily. It is it is also taking care of ourselves and self-care. It's a multitude of things that we as humans have to be aware of in order to be in balance. So the other really great thing that both Prashant and Success Minded also mentioned was pretty much that we have a resilience level that is much, much higher, not just for our health, but for our state of mind. When we choose the positivity realm, when we choose to live life in a more optimistic state of mind, when we choose peace for ourselves, that peaceful path of not letting, look, so many things are happening in the world. And what a powerful example to look at what's happening in Ukraine, in Taiwan, all around the world that we have no control over. I mean, we really don't have any control over that. So we shouldn't be affected on our health level, as far as all of these things go. We can do whatever we can do. If there's extra things that we can do to help, then great. Be proactive and do those things. But worry is not one of them. Worry doesn't help them, and it certainly doesn't help us or our family or our friends around us. So that's really important to focus on that. So valuable. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, let's go to Mark of the Beast. And what are your thoughts on why choose positivity?
Thank you very much. I just wanted to firstly just say thank you. I'm always doing my due diligence to surround myself with like-minded individuals who raise my energy and vibration. Just like it says, positivity vibe tribe. This is awesome. I had to retweet the space. If any individual in this community knows me, they know that I represent, peace. Always looking at the brighter side of any situation, right? I always say, hey guys, look, if it doesn't bring you any peace, profits, or purpose, then don't give it your time, attention, or energy. For me personally, I have learned a lot. I've been through a lot. I grew up without a father. I've been through a lot of trauma. I'm 37 years old now. I found many successful things that helped me in life, where it's ultimately helped me become more successful, in everyday life. And I do I do my part by trying to spread that positivity all around me, even onto my three children. Even my son's like, Dad, like you said, it's all about manifesting positivity. Like my son even told me the other day, hey, Dad, it really is true, huh? Like your mentality really does shape your reality. I'm like, absolutely. And so if we're able to teach our children this, especially in this time that's, in these uncertain times all around us, this is what it's all about. And I challenge you, right? When I say I challenge you, I've done this challenge for people and they slide in my DMs so fast, like, dude, you were right. You were right. When you say every day is a great day for a great day and don't accept anything less, when you can have that mentality and you have that mindset, no matter what comes to disturb your peace, no negativity can take your peace away. Like I always said, don't let somebody come to disturb your peace because they can't find theirs. Like your diet is not what you eat. It's what you watch. It's what you listen to, what you read, and the people you hang around with. Like you have to be mindful of the things you put into your body emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And also touch base really quick before I continue on the name. The reason why I chose Mark of the Beast has relevance to everything that's going on right now. For me personally, I have a great relationship with God. I walk by faith every single day, but it opens up the dialogue. It opens up the conversation, to be able to speak about, what I believe, what I represent. Because everyone's always, man, you got so good. Your energy's good. Your vibe's good. Like, I do not surround myself with anybody negative. That's family and friends included. I had to cut relationships off with certain people because they're just so negative and they bring my vibration down. They bring my energy down. I always say those that talk behind your back are behind you for a reason. So for me, like I said, I look at like something like being able, when you can start to understand there's multiple viewpoints, that's a positive, quality. This quality will help you and others around you become more understanding and even compassionate, right? So life is so priceless. Like we have to spend it, wisely, fully, and greatly. Like we have to be aligned with our soul's purpose, our heart's, virtues and our innermost truth. That's why I say like, just be free, be happy, be loving. If you can really believe in yourself and you embrace the power and the ability to find balance in any situation, it does not matter. Like you will see that you don't waste opportunity because you're optimistic about what you can achieve and you're even able to let your ego go, right? I mean, look, I'll be quick here, but look, the difference between school and life, the difference between the two, in school, you were taught that let's just say in school, you're taught a lesson. And then after that lesson, you're given a test, right? In life, you're given a test that teaches you multiple lessons. Right. So when I think about, trust and doing the right thing, having integrity, integrity is always doing the right thing when no one's watching. Like I said before, if you're always telling the truth, you never have to get your story straight. I mean, trust is so hard to build, but it's easy to lose. Like a lack of trust and communication will ruin really, really good things. And that's why we say somebody, somewhere around us is praying to have at least one thing that we have. So that's why we have to be positive. We have to be uplifting. When you can, you'll see that some of the strongest people are not the ones who just display this immensely like strength in front of us. The strongest people are the ones who win battles without us even knowing nothing about. For me, the mother of my children back in 2016 was diagnosed with lupus. She was hospitalized with necrotizing pancreatitis. They said, sir, she looks like she's, not going to make it through the night. She's lost a lot of blood. You might want to get your children here and say your final goodbyes. And I said, you know what? As a man of faith, I prayed and I said, you know what? I don't understand what's happening. But instead of just falling into depression, instead of, not staying focused, instead of just losing myself in that situation, I pulled myself together and I said, you know what? I looked at in that situation, what's the positives I can pull from this? And I was like, I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm not. And I looked at every positive. I got three beautiful children, out of this. I don't understand what's happening, but maybe this is supposed to show me something, teach me something. And so I changed my mindset. I started manifesting positive energy, and I started displaying that onto the doctors. I'm like, look, I believe in you. I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to do surgery, and I want to just leave it, in the hands of God, and I want to leave it in your hands. And I know I'll get best case. And they said that she wasn't going to make it through. She spent 12 hours in surgery, came out of there, and they said, she survived surgery. They said, it was less than a 10% chance she was going to survive, but I don't really count on chances because 10% to them can mean 20% to somebody else. So I was mind blown and happy and just so full of life and energy and positivity because that she was given another chance. And she did spend 387 days in the hospital. 380, that's over a year. They said she wouldn't walk again. They said she wouldn't talk again. She ended up having a stroke. But you know what? She's alive and she's well today. We're not together, but as the mother of my children, I was there for her in the time of need because we have children. And I think that's the most thing the lessons I teach my children. Hey, your mom and I don't have to be together for me to love her, for me to respect her. How am I going to teach you how to treat a woman if I can't even show you how to treat your mom? So that's why I say, and I'll finish with this. When you find yourself in a dark place, just change your mindset and remember that you haven't been buried, you've been planted. Like change is not ever meant to be easy. It's meant to just rip you up out of your roots, put you in new soil where you can grow even deeper roots. So this space, when I seen it, I gravitated to it and I was like, this is exactly what we need. This is exactly what we need to do, is be able to shift your mindset to every day is a good day. Every day is a great day for a great day, accept nothing less, no matter what negativity comes to disturb your peace, and we'll be okay. So thank you for the space. I'm going to start following a lot of individuals in here. I hope to be able to come back into the space call and just continuously, raise my vibration, raise my energy. And I just wanted to say thank you because, we're all giving each other our time here. It's the most valuable thing we can give to one another. It's something we don't get back and we're giving it freely. So just retweet the space, guys. I know I did because other individuals may need this type of positivity in their lives. And we are the sources of that support. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Mark of the Beast. And hey, hang around. This is a conversation. It's not a monologue, so you don't have to go. We're trying to actually... I had a space last week where I actually timed everybody just to 2 minutes and then invited them to hang around so they could actually chime in on other people. And I got so many wonderful comments that was one of the best spaces instead of having monologues. So I just wanted to share that with everybody in the space that, hey, just share a couple points and then chime in on somebody else's, points, or on your own thoughts to chime in later, because it makes it like a conversation. And the feedback, I just couldn't believe it, from just timing the discussion to 2 minutes. And also some people start to lose focus. A lot of us who can't focus for too long, we're a little bit ADHD. Also that works better. So let's keep the conversation flowing. Mental health, if you have a quick chime in, let's grab it, because I really want to go to Kiki, who has been waiting patiently for a long time. Okay, mental health.
Thank you so much, Indra. Sorry that I'm always chiming in, but I just wanted to add on, or not add on. I just wanted to basically confirm about what Mark spoke about. He spoke about basically acceptance, and if you accept something, that's when you can pull positivity from it, instead of gravitating away from something and then you can't pull positivity from it. And I also wanted to touch on what Success Minded said earlier. He said something along the lines of maybe a war happening in Ukraine or whatever, and then you shouldn't really worry about what's happening. But I feel like sometimes just by seeing that, not in all cases, I'm not saying in all cases, but when something negative happens or is happening to someone, compassion really also helps you to throw positivity from yourself. It makes you a stronger person also. So that's what I wanted to say. That quick.
Thank you for chiming in. Okay, we're doing this conversation, chiming in. I love it. Okay, Kiki, a long serving member of the community, the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. Welcome to the space. I'm so excited to hear your share and take on why choose positivity.
Hi, Indra. Hi, everyone in the space. What gems? And everyone has their own input and their own take on everything. I do firmly believe in positivity. For me, because I have practiced to be in a positivity mindset, I have said that many times. Positivity doesn't come as easy because we are, as human beings, we are guided by ancient instincts of fight or flight. So positivity is a choice that I believe through practice it comes more naturally. Yes, I agree with so many people that chimed in and said what I truly believe. It's not positivity is not something that we can engage in daily. However, make a point, if possible, to find a positive moment and highlight that. That's why journaling is very important. I know it was mentioned before, so I just want to wrap up what has been said. It's very important to journal, and in this I have I myself have a journal that has three positive things that happen every day. You can right now I keep saying it, I have at least five, because even in the moments that are not positive, there is a lesson, and that lesson can guide you in the future. So lesson learned is it's such a positive moment, right? We learn every day if we have our minds open, and if we can engage into that process of thinking, that even through something that happened to us and taught us to be resilient, to be a better friend, a better mother or father, a better sister, a better wife or husband, anything that a better mom or dad, that helps us progress in life. So yes, be in that human state, be in that moment, and allow ourselves to have these moments of not being able to get into the positivity space, and tell ourselves that it's okay. However, make it a point to attempt to find positivity in something small. For example, a sunset or a sunrise, and knowing that making it out of bed is a gift, and making it to bed and being able to sleep is also something that can be considered a gift. So finding these small moments and not try to focus on big moments can have an effect on each and every one of us. So thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much for the space, and a lot of depths throwing here. I'm so glad I was able to make it today. Thank you, Indra. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for sharing, Kiki. So a lot of beautiful things shared. And I just want to jump on some of the things that you highlighted, Kiki, about noticing the small things in our life and being grateful for those. Just a beautiful sunset, the sun, or the sunrise, or just having a good night's sleep. Even if we are, working through things in our life, just some of those simple little things, and having a gratitude journal or incorporating three things that you are grateful for is definitely a way to focus on the positive. Love that so much. Okay, so I want to ask Ron, have you chosen somebody who's tweeted out the space for today?
Yes, I have, and it is Miss Alexi Hartwell. She's a Reiki teacher, trained facilitator, energy and sound healing, psychic, medium, intuitive, author, podcaster, and motivational speaker. Thank you so much, Alexi, for being here in the tribe and in the space today, and we appreciate you tweeting it out. Back to you, Indra.
Thank you so much, Alexi. So Ron does a random choose every week, or every show, I should say, 3 a week. And thank you so much, Alexi, for sharing out the space today, because we never know who needs to hear these wonderful things that are being shared in this space. And certainly why choose positivity has to be a foundation for many of us, because I love what Success Minded said. Why not choose positivity? If we're given a choice, why not? It seems to be just a organic choice to lean towards choosing positivity. Okay, so let's go to our next speaker, Mofo. Welcome, welcome. Love to hear your take on why choose positivity.
Thank you, Intra. Hi, everyone. What a beautiful space to be in. For me, positivity is a sense of being. It's a container that holds everything. So, the way that I transformed my life was from seeing that within every experience that I encounter in my everyday life, that I do not have to be a victim of circumstances, that I choose positivity, and like I said, it's a container. I choose that. I decide when I wake up in the morning how my day is, and with everything that is going to pop up that day, I then work with it. I learn the lessons that it came to teach me. I expand, I grow as an individual through those. So positivity is not something that I get to choose every day. It's something that I chose once and then I live from it. And all of these other experiences just come in and out of it. Hence, I do not allow the outside events to determine how my life is going to be, how my day is going to be. I do not allow my life to be a yo-yo. You're up one day, you're down the next day, you're up and down. So I decide what the basis of it is. And in those days, of course, because days don't come the same, in those days where I may be experiencing maybe low moments or stuff like that, then I am able to have compassion with myself, to hold myself, to show up for me through this container of positivity, because it's a sense of being. I am grounded in it. It's a sense of who I am. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. And there seems to be a theme going on in this space, which I love so much, is that we choose, we decide. I'm hearing a lot of I choose, I decide. I do not allow external events. I do not allow external happenings. So we really have this choice. And no matter, as I've probably shared before, no matter what is happening, I always choose to see the silver lining, that actually this was a blessing that this happened, because, X, Y, or Z could have happened and it would have been a lot worse, or there's a reason why this happened, and I'm not going to obsess about it, or when your mind goes round and round, I'm just going to accept that this has happened, and I'm going to move forward. So there's always things that we can do, and ultimately it's these choices that we make. And I'm hearing this theme predominantly, that everybody decides, they choose the positivity. So really, even if things are out of our control, we still have some choices fundamentally from ourselves. Mental health, chime in. I know you've got some thoughts on that.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on what Bo said, Mpo spoke something of a positive like container that she has, and I think that's a really good way to look at it because you can make a mental note and just put all things positive about yourself and about the environment you are experiencing, and just add it to your container every single time. Add it to your container so that it fills up the entire container, so that the negative container is not as full as the positive one, which means the dominant side of your how can I say, your being or your perception is positive more than negative.
Well said. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to our next speaker, uh, Oz public speaker. Welcome, welcome to the space. The art of chaos. Love that. All right. What are your thoughts on choosing positivity?
Thank you very much for having me, Indra. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, you are loud and clear.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, why choose positivity? I think Success Minded said it best. Like, why not? In my personal experience, I grew up as a very negative boy. I was a very negative person when I was in elementary school, junior high, and even around almost all of high school. And thankfully, around the end of high school and the beginning of college, I discovered self development, personal development, self development books and authors. And I always had this idea in the back of my mind and in the back of my head, asking myself, like, why certain things happened or didn't happen for me and why they did for other people. And as I started, thanks to those books and thanks to the internet and ebooks that were starting, to be sold on personal websites, I started realizing that whatever the mind thinks, the body follows, and vice versa. And I don't want to get too woo woo, but I will say this: I discovered neurolinguistic programming as well. And one of the main things that I learned and that I still remember to this day is that it matters. It completely matters the way you speak to yourself and the way you think about yourself and how life is going for you. So as I started going into that, I started realizing that a lot of the things that were happening to me were happening because of me and because I had this negative outlook on life. And a lot of people have actually said this to me. I used to be, or at least seemed to be, a very angry person. It seemed like I was angry at life. That's what a friend of mine said. So I started reading and I started changing the way I thought, started changing the way I spoke to myself at around 18, between 17 and 19 years old of age. And as I started to become and force myself to be a little bit more positive, as I started to force myself to smile more, because I used to always have like the serious face. So I started to smile more as I started to laugh more, as I started to force myself to do all of these things and become both mentally, emotionally, and also physically, yeah, as I was saying earlier, happier and showing that happy and that positivity, my life definitely started changing. And it took me a lot of years to actually be able to say, hey, you know what, I changed. And it took many more years to actually have people that knew me from elementary, junior high, or high school to actually come up to me and say, hey, you know what, like, you've changed and I'm happy for you. And this was actually said to me by a friend of high school that saw me 7, 8 years after we graduated. She said, you know what, like, you've really changed a lot. You used to be angry at life, and now you have like this very positive and calm demeanor about yourself. So I think that that's why we need to choose positivity, because in the end, whatever we choose is going to affect our lives and is going to affect the outcome of our lives. So why not choose the one that will help us the most, help us achieve our dreams and goals the most, and in the end, just help us in the most positive way
possible in all aspects of our lives.
Thank you so much. It's a great share, and thank you for sharing your journey. And again, that it takes self-awareness for us to be able to observe ourselves, and in kindness and compassion to look for alternatives to what we're doing, because it's obviously not working. And I did want to chime in on logistics, got NLP, I just call it programming, NLP programming. Okay, so I really love this concept in the format of affirmations. And affirmations are amazing because sometimes they're even like a warm up in order to move to a meditation. So I ended up doing I have a lot of guided affirmations on my YouTube channel, because sometimes it's almost like we need a little brainwashing of whatever that is, of gratitude, of just having good vibes in our lives, of attracting our tribe. Even I even did a series on that, on abundance mindset. There's so many different affirmations, and sometimes it's good to use those in, to switch them out with meditation, to give a mind some sort of food, like a mind food, and also to just visually watch the words flowing across the screen. So I love that concept, and thank you for that reminder as well. It's almost like we need to top ourselves up with some tools for keeping the positivity, available and thriving within us. Even if we make the choice, sometimes it's like we have to refuel ourselves. So all of these things like affirmations, meditations, journaling, self-care is a big thing for us in being able to nurture ourselves, to give ourselves compassion and time, and all the things that we personally need. These things are really important in order for us to have sustainability. So that's one thing that I would say. So let's go to mental health, if you want to chime in, and then over to Marco the Beast. Mental health, over to you.
So a lot of what you just said, Indra, was already answers of like what I wanted to know. Like I wanted to ask a question or say something. Sometimes I have this tendency to like be excessively over like positive, and then that being excessively positive like sets me up for expectations, and if I don't get it, then it's like the negativity, and then I myself up again, and then it's like the negativity. So what can I do to actually tone down this like I don't know, speed of light mentality, if I can call it that? So yeah, I just want to know like if anyone else in the space perhaps have like ideas or something of what I can do. I know you mentioned like self-care and all of those things, but if there's something specific perhaps that someone can share with me, I would appreciate that.
Okay, well, these are my thoughts. I think what you're saying is part of the human condition. Sometimes we just, and the thing is, we throw ourselves into things with lots of enthusiasm. And living a positive life is also, sometimes we do that. We just throw ourselves into it. And sometimes this is what I think it is. Sometimes we're expecting things to happen on our timeline and not on the timeline of the universe or how the process is meant to be. So we can put expectations out there. And I think the main thing is, and I'm trying to link it to a specific thing like, oh, we want something to happen because we've been so positive. We've been working on ourselves. We have been taking these steps towards our dreams daily. We have been compassionate and thoughtful and kind to others. We've been doing everything on the spectrum. And then, okay, well, where is my delivery, universe? Where is it? Okay, or why hasn't it happened? So I'm almost picking up that that's what it is there's an expectation there. And that is normal because, we all want to progress. We want to thrive. But I think the thing is that to honor the process of the universe, of a higher being, whatever it is that you believe in, So, for example, if you believe in God or the divine or divine being or the universe, whatever that is, to put your trust in there and to also ask for guidance and to seek out opportunities and to be open and just sort of say, hey, I hope I'm doing all these great things and going the right direction, but give me a sign or tweak my path. And the other thing is, sometimes when we do feel like our energy drops because we've been like so enthusiastic towards this, just I'm positive, I'm doing everything, I've got it all. It takes a lot of energy, and we have to remember to nurture ourselves, to go back to self care. Okay, well, I'm going to take some time for myself. I'm going to take this hour to do this. I'm going to take half a day on the weekend and do whatever I need to do. Because ultimately, if you don't do that, you do kind of feel a little bit burnt out or let down. Either. It's an energy thing, right? You feel your energy drop or move. So we always want to be nurturing ourselves. And I think if sometimes I feel that within myself, I think, okay, I need to lock myself up with a book for 2 hours, or I need to go do a meditation. I need to go for a walk. Have I even eaten enough today? Am I getting my nutrition? Did I have a good night rest last night? Just go back through, a little checklist of self care. And I have a great self care YouTube video on that. If you'd like to check that out, my ideas on self care, as well as many other things on there. But that really is what sparked for me. So I hope that was helpful. Okay, let's go to okay, we're going to go to Stephen, then we're going to jump over to Steve. So we're going to go to Mark of the Beast, then Stephen, for a quick chime in, and we are going to start to close this space up. So we probably won't be taking any new speakers. Mark of the Beast, over to you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to chime in really quick. So, almost like what Oz was saying, we got to speak affirmation. Like for me, I think that's why it was important to know my love language, right? And they are words of affirmation and acts of service. So it's always important to know that. And I once heard, and I'll be quick here. You ever hear anybody say, "Oh, that person's lucky. That person's lucky"? Well, to me, I believe when you have your heart in the right place, good intentions, you can essentially create your own luck. And when you can create your own luck, you get to, like I said, the mentality defines the reality. And so I always think that just same way you tell yourself, like what you feed to yourself is important to what you're putting out, because it's not that you're lucky, it's that you're creating an opportunity for yourself.
Great point. Absolutely. Stephen, over to you.
Greetings. Quick little side note. I heard NLP come up a couple times, and it's been kind of ongoing. And the neuro-linguistic programming, as it stands, if you think about just the phrase itself, neuro-linguistics, the language of the mind plus programming. So basically, neuro-linguistic programming, if you look at somebody like Anthony Robbins, their entire body of work is based on NLP, specifically Bandler and Grinder, which comes down to asking yourself leading questions, asking yourself the questions that lead you in the direction you want to go. The idea is not to ever answer those questions, just to keep asking them. A good example, what am I happy about? What can I be happy about if I wanted to? What am I excited about? What new and exciting things will I see today? What kind of positive and powerful things can I make happen today? What's the best possible outcome of today? What's the greatest thing I can do for the individual in front of me right now? How can I be an encouragement? How can I love more? These are all neuro-linguistic questions. They're programming your mind in a direction you want to go, and it's giving you a proactive control over your own, as Anthony Robbins calls it, state. And the idea is that if you can remember a time in your life, and this is a great question for anyone to ask themselves pretty much at any time to change their state, and that's, what's the best memory I have? What is my most powerful, positive, and impactful memory? What do I remember about my life where I felt the best. And that's probably one of the most powerful things an individual can do. And for me, it's tantamount in the battle of PTSD, depression, etc. It's really, I just gave you an NLP in a nutshell. So anytime you hear somebody use neuro-linguistic programming, that's what they're talking about. And high five to Mark of the Beast. Yeah, guy's been a blessing this morning. And I don't know if I'm uniquely receiving him as a positive and powerful influencer this morning, but glad to have you. It was a pleasure to listen to you. Thanks for showing up, bro.
Thank you for
Thank,
having me.
thanks so much, Stephen, for chiming in. So that is I love Tony Robbins' books. He has great, great material, and it really does. I mean, I find it really helpful to everybody. Find your own kind of things that work. It works for Stephen. It works for many people. So absolutely. So we are getting to the end of this space. Oz, if you have a really quick add-in, that would be great because we are trying to close this space now. Thank you.
Thanks. I just wanted to say that I loved what Stephen just said. And as it relates to those leading questions, I think that if more people actually learn to do those, to ask those questions in themselves, but also to anchor, like not getting too deep into that, but to anchor certain states with certain physical, movements or certain physical, traits or strategies or tactics. That's the one I wanted to say. It's something that can help a lot of people just ground themselves and to actually elicit that more positive state of mind when you're in the middle of your 9 to 5 or with your kids or with your spouse or any moment that you might start feeling stressed out. Just learning that and having that habit, I think, can change a lot of lives for the positive. That's all I wanted to say.
Thanks so much for sharing that. Wow, it has been certainly an amazing space. Before we do our closing remarks, let's head up to the nest up the top, which is the dots above Ron and Stephen's head. First of all, thank you so much, everybody, for joining. There is the Why Choose Positivity YouTube show, which is under 10 minutes, that I just released yesterday. Well, actually, it was Monday. I released the show. And it's my take on why choose positivity. It is... it's on my YouTube show channel, which is growing. So really appreciate if you guys give me a subscribe. And then thank you so much to our sponsors, Wordsmith Pakistan, for being the sponsors of this show. Really appreciate you. Also, there is the link to join the Positivity Vibe Tribe community here on Twitter. We have over 6,700 members at this moment, and it is the most beautiful, growing, thriving community. So do join the community and enjoy all the good vibes there. Also, there is our Positivity Vibe Tribe NFT collection. Stephen, if you'd like to take that away.
Yeah, so the PVT collectibles are up on Galaxy. We're also going to be minting those on a couple of other platforms. Looking for barrier to entry and ease of usability. So this isn't a stop the world production. To gain Positivity Vibe Tribe collectibles, to dig and invest a little more richly and deeply into the Positivity Vibe Tribe community, and to just be a collector, be a community member. And we'll be able to walk through some more of the details later, ironing out little nuances. But exciting stuff ahead for all the tribe members.
Thank you so much. And Stephen, of course, our valuable PVT member, is our designer of those NFTs in the collection and our very first collection. So we are so super excited for this. So also up in the nest is the post for the Spaces pet chat of our partners, Bunsen and Beaker. So if you're into pets and pet chats, check that out on 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Saturday evening, and the link is up in the nest. All right, let's do a quick summary here. Hey, Lance, would you like to give us a quick summary on this journey of this space today, why choosing positivity matters?
Sure. Thanks, Indra. To wrap up the space, we're getting close here. Why choose positivity? Like what I've heard before, why not choose positivity? We all have choices, and I know when I hit rock bottom with being negative, it was either a choice to either go up and grow up from there, or to keep on living a recycled lifestyle, as I call the negative side. So when we learn how to grow and grow up, and want to learn how to bring more positivity to have a positive outlook on our lifestyle. And this is fabulous how we can all chat about how we can grow together as brothers and sisters globally in the tribe, and we affect everybody because we are all connected.
Thank you so much, Lance, and thank you, Karen, also. And also, Lance and Karen, thank you so much for being such active members in the Positivity Vibe Tribe community.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, for
Our
post,
pleasure.
all the posts are really beautiful. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all the heart that goes into that so much.
You're very
Okay.
welcome, Indra. Thanks.
Okay. Kiki, we haven't heard from you for a little while. Love to hear your thoughts on this journey of this space in Why Choose Positivity.
I love the space. I think that there were so many gems that everybody shared. I'm very grateful that, like I said, I was able to make it, and it's very important that what came out of this space is the fact that we choose to be in a positive space, and we need to be okay with not being in one at all times. So that was a running theme, and I really appreciated that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kiki, also for being a long-term community member of the Positivity Vibe Tribe, right from the beginning of some of the very earliest spaces as well. I just want to give a shout out to one of our community moderators. I just noticed that he snuck into the space. Senthel is here, so thank you so much for all that you do, also moderating our community and being such a wonderful active member as well. Okay, Ron, let's wrap this baby up.
Okay. I was wanting to say that developmental psychologists claim that whatever temperament a child has at 5 years old, you can guarantee that that's pretty much how it's going to be the rest of their lives. I agree with this. Now, you take someone like Oz, his natural temperament might just be to be angry, but that's okay because with his own proactive ability to desire change and to look into personal self development, he makes the conscious decision every day to be positive. So you can have a natural temperament, but it doesn't mean you have to uh, be under the thumb of that temperament. And so it's a choice every day that we make. And positivity always leads to better. It always leads to higher energy. It leads to happiness. It leads to affecting those around you in a positive manner. Sometimes if you're positive, you can light up a room because of that energy. And so there's if you're an adult, you have you have this knowledge, you don't have any excuse but to try to choose positivity and make your life better and better for your loved ones, friends, and everyone else. Back to you, Indra.
Thank you so much. Nice wrap up. Ron. We certainly have been on an incredible journey here in this discussion. We've covered so many things. Would you believe it? I actually only got through half the list of reasons why I choose positivity. So we will definitely be bringing back this topic, as I think it also is a sustaining food for thought topic that we can all nurture ourselves, support each other, and continue to build on. So I really, as this was a first experiment of this topic in the Positivity Vibe Tribe, it was just such a wonderful success. And thank you all for your contributions. So yes, I only got through half of my of my benefits. What I really love to do is to look at many of these successful people in our lives and to look at what they're doing. And they certainly have a lot of vigor for life and energy for life and positivity. I personally don't have a focus on, or I'm noticing anybody in my life that's successful that has a negative attitude. I mean, everybody is just kind of oozing with positivity. And when I talk about successful, successful can be anything. Successful, somebody living a successful life. I'm not talking about the big motivational speakers and the gurus out there. Of course, yes, they are definitely read their books, observe them, but choose other people around you that are just at an arm's length distance that you can see leading a successful life. It means they're happy, they're healthy, they're thriving, they have compassion, they have kindness, and there's something about them that you feel is balanced, and that is successful. And to look at those people and to observe what they're doing, and to even ask them questions about what they do. Be curious, and to always keep this open mindset about this, because we're here as lifelong learners, I always think. And I don't think there's a day when I don't learn something. I certainly have learned a lot being in this space among all of you. So I thank you all for sharing. And I have to say, I'm thanking everybody who has just blown up the chat. It is phenomenal, all the beautiful comments that we have in the chat. And I'm going to have to go back later. And I know that Ron also will, and Stephen, and we'll definitely be making sure that we go through your comments and read all these beautiful comments that you guys have shared. So thank you so much for blowing up the chat feature. We just love it so much. It's been an amazing journey here, being with all of you in this space. I'm so full of gratitude for this moment. Such a pleasure to be in this space with all of you. Thank you so much to our co-hosts, to Rev Mac Live, to Ron, who is always so busy doing work behind the scenes as well. Thank you so much. To also our other PVT team member, Stephen, who has been creating these beautiful NFTs for the Positivity Vibe Tribe collection. Yay! Thank you so much. Also to our partners, Bunsen and Beaker. Thank you so much for your support. We did see you drop in earlier, so really appreciate you. Thank you to all the speakers for your contributions, your discussions, your questions. Wow, so much incredible information and learning that we have soaked up in this space. Just beautiful. Most importantly, thank you to the listeners. Thank you for bringing this positive energy to this space. Oh my gosh, you guys are just phenomenal. You are sitting there sending us the good vibes, and wow, we are receiving them and feel so blessed that you join us for this Positivity Vibe Tribe space. You are family, you are community, everybody here. Wow, so blessed to just be here with you all. So today is Wednesday, and of course tomorrow we are back for another space in the Positivity Vibe Tribe at the same time at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So excited to see you all then. So do come back for more Positivity Vibe Tribe tomorrow. And in the meantime, I am sending you all love, light, and blessings.